Hi, welcome to my channel Live Documentary. Thank you for being here again today and thank you for clicking. Today we're going to be looking at something very important that has to do with pastors and how pastors for many years have used their privilege and their position to deceive people, especially women. This video is going to specifically talk about pastors, especially male pastors and women, either single, widowed, divorced, married, all types of women. We're going to use this video as an example to also show other women that they need to be careful. It's very important that even as a woman, we are also thinking. So I'm going to play the audio and we're going to listen, and after we listen, I'm going to be able to explain what is really happening here. Stay tuned.
Because I'm single and I'm a businesswoman and I'm the kind of person that go to church all the time, and I tell pastor everything because I look at pastor like my mentor. I look at the pastor like my mentor, like everything in this world. So what I can't even tell my parents, I go to my pastor and I tell my pastor. And I don't want to tell my boyfriend that I have money when.
So this lady is explaining how she tells the pastor everything. She doesn't want to share with her boyfriend or her parents or her family members if she has money or anything personal. Again, there's nothing wrong with us sharing with our pastors, but what we fail to understand is that a pastor is someone that is a human being just like we are. So we also have to trend with caution and make sure that in any transaction, just like we deal with any other type of human being, we need to be careful. We need to be thinking, and we need to understand that we don't want to give too much credit to a human being.
Buy a property in Aja and they are calling 35,000. But then I just bought one car. So I told my pastor, as per everything what they do, they tell our pastor, I be that kind of person. So everything that I do, I tell my pastor, even if a guy meets me, I tell me.
So again, this lady is telling her pastor everything that she does. If she drinks water, if she goes to the bathroom, for instance, she tells her pastor everything. So again, your pastor is a human being. The only person that you can have an ultimate relationship with is with God. The Almighty is the only person that you can have that intimate relationship with. There is no other person that you can have such an intimate relationship with but God Himself. Always remember that.
The guy meets me and tell me that he likes me. I will tell my pastor that this man said that he likes me. Or my pastor will tell me, he tells me what to do. So I'm the kind of person to say, touch, don't carry, go.
So we can also hear the lady explaining that she tells her pastor everything, and then if our pastor will tell her exactly what to do. This is not supposed to be happening. Just because someone is your pastor doesn't mean you tell them everything. And your pastor must not be in that capacity to think for you, to tell you what to do. As human beings, we have the power. I always repeat this power thing, and I know a lot of people will be curious. What is this power thing that I talk about? There is a power that you've been given, that has been given to you. Once you come through and you come to this world, there is every power that is given to every person that comes to this world. And this power allows you to make the right decision for yourself. You have to be able to tap into that power. This is not something a pastor can give to you. That is why, again, a lot of us want to run to the churches. A lot of us want to run to the pastors for advice. A lot of us want to run to the pastor to tell us what to do. You are equipped. You've been given this power. You have this knowledge. You have to tap into it. This is the reason why we keep being deceived. Because we want somebody to tell us where to go, how to go, where to go, what to do, and how to do it. You have this power within you, and you do not need a third party. You do not need anybody else to tell you what to do.
My pastor was like, "Can I have the money?" I now said, "For what?" He said he wants to put it in a business. I said, "Which type of business?" He said, "That business that you put it in, that every month I'll be getting 1 million naira interest." I swear to God. He said, he now told me, "Am I not your pastor?" I said, "You are my pastor." He said, "Can I lead you back?"
So again, now the pastor is now asking the lady to bring the 14 million to do business with, so that at the end of the day he can pay the lady 1 million naira every month as interest, aside from the 14 million naira itself. The lady is now not given an opportunity to think, but she immediately got convinced, and then she immediately started thinking that this would be a good idea.
You back? I said no. He said, "Am I going to wrong you?" I said, "No, sir, because I don't too believe say pastors no be pastors na God, they be woman, they no be. I don't too believe in them." He said,
This lady is making us understand what every person that misunderstands this pastor relationship with their congregation. So she believes that a pastor is more than a human being. Again, pastors are human beings just like you and I. Even if you're going to go into any kind of business with a pastor, you still want to treat that pastor as a human being and nothing more or nothing less.
It's, he said it's Pastor Roxy in Funke F is Adejumo. He's one of the pastors in Lekki, yes, Funke Church. I now gave him the 14 million naira. I did not sign any documents. I did not sign any written thing because me said, and I don't get it to say I get one guy waiting for my neck. The guy they tell me to say that's why sometimes a woman cannot do it alone because we women they think like.
So you are discrediting a lot of women and also yourself. First of all, you do not need a man to sign a contract. Whether somebody is a pastor or not a pastor, whoever this person may be, even if this person is your family member, you still need a contract. If it's a business, you need to get a contract and a legal document saying or explaining your transaction and what your responsibility is going to be for yourself and for the party you are getting into that contract with. So this is a wise thing to do. This lady is saying that because she's not married, she doesn't have a boyfriend, she doesn't have a husband. You are discrediting yourself as a woman or as a person, because you do not need a boyfriend or a woman or another man or anybody for that matter to know that you must sign a contract when you are going into a business. Because a lot of time when people go into business, things happen, unforeseen things happen. It's not a time for you to say you want to trust somebody. If it's business, then you must treat it as business by making sure you do your due diligence to make sure that you get everything sorted out, so in case in future there becomes a problem. That is the only wise thing to do. This is what the lawyers are there for, or any legal practitioner that can help you sort out these documents. You may not be familiar with it, but you can always contract someone to help you with the contract. A lot of times we want to use religion to blind ourselves. And like I always say, we have that knowledge, we have that will, we have that power. We need to tap into that power, into that knowledge, where we don't feel like we need a third party or we need anyone to intercede for us. to help us out because we're able to do it on our own. We just have to seek the face of the Lord and seek for direction. Religion is not the same thing as spirituality. A lot of times we mix it up. Spirituality is a relationship between yourself and your creator. And every one of us have to seek and find that journey and find that way back to our creator. It may be in different forms for everyone. Even if you're going to have a mediator, somebody like a pastor, somebody like a prophet, or whatever that spiritual path is for you, you still have to have that personal relationship with God. This is something nobody can do for you. You have to find that path for yourself. The lady talked about how when she tried to get her money back, she called the senior pastors of the church and how they didn't want to help her out, saying that she gave the pastor the money personally and they were not aware of how she gave it or when she gave it, and to the extent of other church members calling her, praying against her and attacking her, telling her that she is successful today but tomorrow she may not be successful so much. So again, I want to address every one of us. We all are followers, congregation of a church. Even as at that, we should not be following anyone in the name of, oh, this is my pastor, that is my pastor, blindly. We still have to think for ourselves, because at the end of the day, or on that judgment day, you wouldn't say, oh, I'm following pastor. You cannot follow anybody. There's no excuse for the ignorance. Just because you're saying you are ignorant does not give you an excuse. Even the ignorant will be judged equally. So you want to be conversant of that, you want to understand that, and you want to make sure that you understand the implication of just following a pastor or anybody at all blindly. You want to seek for yourself. You want to understand for yourself. You want to understand what is right and what is wrong, so you can pick what is right and do not follow a pastor blindly. The lady also explained how she's so scared of going inside a church building or follow a pastor or listen to a pastor. Like I always say, you do not need a pastor. A lot of people are going to be like, oh no, you do not need a pastor. You can find and seek a relationship with your God by yourself. You do not need a place, a physical place to go into to pray. If you decide that you need to go to a physical building and you understand or you figured out that that is what you need in your spiritual journey, then it's okay. But you should never feel like you need a physical person to be a mediator between you and your creator. Because again, like I said, you are equipped. You have that power. You have everything you need to find your way back to your creator. This is a very important aspect that I want us to pay attention to. Because if you've been following me in my videos, you will understand that I have a passion for mental health. We can go into any mental health crisis. A lot of things can be leading into it. So I want us to pay attention to what this lady said in this particular aspect.
I saw this phone sniper. I say I want to drink sniper. No, whether he go give me the money, whether they go give me
And this lady, in the midst of all that crisis, of all that financial issue, she went into depression. She was desperate. She wanted her 14 million naira back. So she called the senior pastor's son and showed him sniper, which someone can use to harm themselves. She showed the son this substance and threatened that she was going to take her life. Even though the lady said she wasn't going to do it, but she wanted to just say that so at least she could get some response from the senior pastors and from the church and anybody who would listen. But they still did not help her out. I do not take that lightly. What I'm going to say is that we cannot allow ourselves to be vulnerable. We cannot, or we should not allow ourselves to get to that point where we would, threaten to do such a thing based on whatever it may be. Thank goodness the lady recovered her money back with the effort of the EFCC. Again, thank you to those officers or shown in Nigeria, not everyone is corrupt. Not everyone is dishonest. There are still some people that have integrity. So I pray that those EFCC officials will be given the strength, and may the Lord continue to give them wisdom and decision making to be able to do the right thing. So let's go back to pastors and women. It is not new that a lot of times pastors use a lot of tricks either to take something like get into a sexual relationship with women, vulnerable women, widows, divorced women, single women, or even women that are married. This is not the first time. I have even seen a lot of cases I'm not even permitted to talk about in this video. But we all can think of one or two people in our own families that we can relate such stories to. Because we believe so much in pastors. But what we forget to understand is that pastors are humans just like you and I, and should be taken like humans and nothing more. Do not give a pastor the opportunity to rip you off. Do not give a pastor the opportunity to deceive you. Because at the end of the day, you are only going to be blamed all by yourself. Because we do have that power to think for ourselves. We have that discerning spirit. Every one of us have it. We just have to seek for it. We have to find it, and we have to tap into it. We have to find out our individual way of how we can communicate with our own Creator without going through a third party. The relationship between you and your Creator is you and your Creator. It has nothing to do with a pastor or anybody else for that matter. So let's wake up and let's start using the power that has been given to us. Do not ask me, how do I do this? You have to seek the face of the Lord yourself, and you will find it. Thank you again for watching my channel. Thank you for being here. Bye for now.